Hi students, hello, how are you all? I hope you are all fine. Right. In yesterday's class, you have listened to the first part of the lesson, the tsunami, for 8th class. Right? Okay. Today, we are going to start the second part. Right? Okay. Tilly Smith, a British schoolgirl, was able to save many lives when the tsunami struck Phuket beach in Thailand. Though she has won a number of awards, her parents have not allowed their daughters to be interviewed on television and made into a heroine. So, here in this session, Tilly Smith, she was a British schoolgirl and she was able to save many people lives. Okay, when when tsunami struck at Phuket beach in Thailand. Right, very good. So, though she has won a number of awards, even though she has won many awards, her parents have not allowed their daughter to be interviewed on television and made into a heroine. So, even after winning so many awards, right, her parents, they have not allowed their daughter to be interviewed on television, or they don't want to make her as a heroine, right? Next, now here is a story from Thailand. The Smith family from southeast England were celebrating Christmas at a beach resort in southern Ireland. So here the Smith family, they were celebrating Christmas party at a beach resort in southern Ireland. Okay, what happened at that time? Tilly Smith was a 10-year-old schoolgirl. Her sister was 7 years old. So Tilly Smith, she is having 10 years old, okay, and her sister is having 7 years old, right? Their parents were Penny and Colin Smith. It was 26th December 2004. Deadly tsunami waves were already on their way. They had been triggered by a massive earthquake off northern Sumatra earlier that morning. The water was swelling and kept coming in. Penny Smith remembered the beach was getting smaller and smaller. I didn't know what was happening. So, see here. It was 26th December 2004. Okay. At first, a massive earthquake started at northern Sumatra. Okay. Earlier that morning. Okay. And tsunami is going to occur. Right. So the water was swelling. Okay. Swelling and kept coming in. Okay, what's meant by resort here? Resort means a place where people go on holiday. Okay, right. So Sumatra, what's meant by Sumatra? Sumatra means it is a large Indonesian island. Right. Okay. So here Penny Smith, he remembered that water is going to come towards them, right? The beach was getting smaller and smaller. Means what happened there? The water occupied the whole beach slowly, right? And he didn't know what was happening at that time, right? So next, but Tilly Smith sensed that something was wrong. Her mind kept going back to a geography lesson she had taken in England just 2 weeks before. She flew out to Thailand with her family. Tilly saw the sea slowly rise and start to foam, bubble, and form whirlpools. So, what's meant by whirlpool? a quickly rotating mass of water in a river or sea into which objects may be drawn, right? It's a quickly rotating mass of water in a river or sea into which objects may be drawn, right? Okay, so listen carefully. Tilly Smith, she sensed that something is wrong. Okay, something was wrong at the time, right? So she concentrated and she remembered a geography lesson which was taught by her teacher in England just 2 weeks before. She flew out to Thailand with her family, right? Till saw the sea slowly rise. So what happened here? Tilly, she has saw the sea slowly rise and start to foam. So it started bubbling, right? A lot of foam was formed on the surface of water, and there are so many whirlpools. Whirlpools were formed there, right? She remembered that she had seen this in class in a video of a tsunami that had hit the Hawaiian Islands in 1946. So she remembered about her geography teacher, what she has told or taught in that classroom, right? And she has seen that video and told them that tsunamis can be caused by earthquakes, volcanoes, and landslides. So she told to her family members that, or to her friends, right, that before tsunami, first of all, earthquakes will occur, right, and there will be volcanoes eruption and landslides also. Okay, right. So Tilly started to scream at her family to get off the beach. She talked about an earthquake under the sea. She got more and more hysterical, said her mother Penny. I didn't know what a tsunami was, but seeing my daughter so frightened, I thought something serious must be going on. So, here, Tilly started to scream at her family to get off the beach. So, she started shouting, right? She talked about an earthquake under the sea. So, now she started talking to her family members that an earthquake uh, is going to happen, or before tsunami an earthquake will occur under the sea. So she got more and more hysterical. What's meant by hysterical? Hysterical means affected by or deriving from uncontrolled emotion. Okay, when you are hysterical you shout loudly, right? You may laugh or cry in a wild, excited way without any control over yourself. So, she was very much affected by thinking about that earthquake under the sea, right? So, she got more and more hysterical. Who told these words? Yes, her father, Penny, right? Sorry, her mother, Penny. Okay. I didn't know what a tsunami was. Actually, her mother don't know what's meant by a tsunami. But seeing my daughter, she is telling like this. By seeing my daughter, I was so much frightened, and I thought something serious is going to happen. Okay. Next, Tilly's parents took her and her sister away from the beach to the swimming pool at the hotel. A number of other tourists also left the beach with them. Then it was as if the entire sea had come out after them. I was screaming, "Run!" The family took refuge in the third floor of the hotel. The building withstood the surge of 3 tsunami waves. If they had stayed on the beach, they would not have been alive. So, before uh, entering into this paragraph, Let us know few meanings. Refugee. What's meaning of refugee? Refugee means it's a shelter from danger or protection from danger, right? Withstood. What's meant by withstood? Withstood means endured without collapsing. Endured without collapsing means yes, yes, very good. So force. What's meant by force? Force means momentum, right? Okay. So let us see these words here. So Tilly's parents took her and her sister away from the beach to the swimming pool at the hotel. So, Tilly's parents, along with their daughters, they have entered into the swimming pool at the hotel. Okay, they were in the swimming pool at the hotel. A number of other tourists also left the beach with them. So, along with their family, many of the tourists or number of other tourists, they also left that beach and they went along with them with towards the hotel or to the hotel, right? Then it was as if the entire sea had come out after them. I was screaming, run. The family took refuge. That means Meghana, sorry, here Tilly. Tilly started screaming, right? Run! The family took refuge in the third floor of the hotel. So, where they used to stay there, they had stayed in the third floor of the hotel. The building withstood. Withstood means it never collapsed, right? It never collapsed, but it was a strong building or strong hotel, right? The surge of three tsunami waves. Even though after three tsunami waves, the building was still there. If they had stayed on the beach, they would not have been alive. So, suppose if they are in that place only, in that beach only, then they may not have been alive, right? Okay. Next, the Smiths later met other tourists who had lost entire families. Thanks to Tilly and her geography lesson, they had been forewarned. Tilly went back to her school in England and told her classmates her terrifying tale. So, now what happened? So, because of that geography lesson, right? Because of the geography teacher, right? Tilly learned about tsunami and its effect, right? So that she has saved all her family members and few more tourists, right? Okay. So Tilly went back to her school in England and told her classmates her terrifying tale. Okay. So when she went back to her school in England again, she started telling about that terrifying story, right? Yes. Here the second